Okay, we got practice 1 in the books. Wouldn't be spring in Wyoming without some snow. I don't know sometimes if we have spring here. Really pleased with how our players responded today. We had really great 8 weeks of off-season conditioning. You know, our overall times are better. We're leaner. We're bigger. And to the naked eye, it certainly showed up collectively. I thought, you know, we've got a little bit more team speed. So it was encouraging practice. You know, we just started out with day 1. 2 players didn't finish. TJ Urban, you know, we'll look at him. I think he's maybe got a pretty significant knee injury. We'll know a little bit more about that tomorrow. And then Tyrese Grant had a thigh bruise. I don't think it's significant enough that he'll be missing much practice, but sometimes those guys do have some swelling. Worked a lot of quarterbacks in play, and it was fun for me to watch those guys today, see them go out there and compete. But other than that, you know, really pleased with the team's attitude. There's a lot on the horizon, so we're excited. So at this time, open up any questions. Yes, Cody.
Craig, at this time last year, there was a lot of positions that were already solidified.
Yeah.
Now there's not many.
No.
How much does that reinvigorate you, and how exciting is that to see all these new faces?
Well, it was real exciting. You know, I took a hard look at myself in the mirror over the course of the winter, what things I can do better as head football coach, what we can do to move our football team forward. Spring is always a time that, you know, you have an opportunity to work with every member of the football team because really there's a blank slate. And I think you're accurate. You know, even though you say you start over every spring, but you have all those guys in the past returning back, you kind of know who your depth chart is. That's not the case right now. And so it'll be fun to see this group compete and see how far we can go this next year. Yeah.
What's your first impression of Andrew and Evan, and what do you want to get done with those guys?
Well, you know, we're all happy with them, but I can tell you that, you know, it's a whole different system for both of them, managing a pro-style offense and under center and play calls that are listed, that are long and all those things. That's a different idea for them, but I thought they did well today, particularly for a first day. And you know, we had good competition at the quarterback position, but that's gonna be a whole long process, Ryan, as we go. But for the first day, I was happy. Yeah, Josh.
Some transfers come in. Anyone in particular out of that group kind of stick out to you on the first day?
Well, not really. I'd like to I could make something up, but you know, they were mixing in today. Quite frankly, I spent the majority of the time watching our offense today. And, you know, a lot of the transfers we talked about were our corners and linebacker and things like that. So I didn't watch as much. I was quite frankly more in tune with what we were doing offensively and really more along the lines of what our quarterbacks were doing. Yes, Cody.
Craig, obviously pro day today. What is it like? How rewarding is it to see a guy like Garrett Krell who walked in here as a skinny little walk-on former quarterback from the middle of nowhere, Ohio?
Well, that's some of what we do here, Cody, and kudos to our strength and conditioning staff. They've done a great job. Garrett had an excellent day. You know, I talked to a lot of these guys I known for a long time, and his scores were impressive, and it was not by chance. And you know, Garrett was a team player when he came in, just did whatever it took for our football team, developed, and he had a good day today. And I think his stock moved up the ladder, certainly. Yeah, Cody.
Yes, Easton Gibbs, you know, it's been middle linebacker you here, and I don't know if he is moving to the middle.
He is. No, we moved him to Mike. In one session, I asked him how it went. He said it was a little different, but he got more used to it in the second session. You know, there's been that transition has kind of occurred through the years. You know, whether it was Logan, then it was Chad, and now the next guy is going to be Easton there. And he recognizes there's a lot that goes on at that position, a lot of responsibility, but we feel like he's well capable.
How much does it help to have Boje back to kind of lead this group as you turn that over?
It means a lot. You know, Eric spent some time right after the season saying, okay, really what's he want to do? How's he want to grow more as a man, certainly academically and football-wise as well. He's invested in our program. People look up to him, and it was good to see him out there today. Yep.
You mentioned the strength and conditioning conditioning. How big of an emphasis was that this offseason, just kind of getting some of that size and speed up for next year?
Well, collectively, it's going to be important for us to make gains there, and we had 8 solid weeks. And, our process here between the strength and conditioning, the nutrition with the training table, and then the systems that we run are really important. We're a developmental program, and that's going to be important that we continue to do that. That there was a plan that was put into place. It showed up today, but, I looked at our numbers. We measure a whole lot of things, our flying tens, our vertical jumps, our lean muscle masses, all those things. Collectively, we've gotten better.
Greg, I know you were excited about TJ Urban. I mean, how difficult is that?
Yeah, it is. TJ was an excellent quarterback, and we felt like was going to be a great safety candidate. I played college football with his high school coach, and we'll find out. We're going to keep our fingers crossed, Cody, that it's not something significant. But the initial indication, I know a lot of these head coaches out there will say lower body injury, and they're not going to talk about it. I've never been that way with you guys, but sometimes, some of our initial, diagnosis is maybe a little bit more critical than what it turns out to be. We're in hopes that's going to be the case. He's going to get an MRI. We're going to see where it goes from here. But I know he was concerned, but, we feel like we got great medical care with Premier here. And so we'll I'll probably get some information later on, and then I'll disclose that to you guys as we go. Other things, day one, you guys happy?
More on the offensive line with Joe coming in, how do you kind of, a lot of these guys have had several offensive line coaches. How do you kind of simplify it so what he does gets done?
Well, that was a real point of emphasis. And in college football, you're going to have coaches that come and go. And so we recognize that probably have had certainly more change over at that position than my liking, but Joe and Tim have worked together in the past. They spent a great deal of time, and we spent a great deal of time in the off season as far as honing down our specific techniques and what we're really trying to accomplish. Less is more, and so we're working on that. I thought our guys responded well today, and we're really pleased to have Joe here. Yeah, Cody?
Physically, DQ James and Jordan Vaughn could be much more
Nope.
different. But
Right.
what do you like about those two? And you seem to have a really good crop of running backs.
Well, we need to have a good crop of running backs, Cody. A DQ is a guy that's got great speed and change of direction. Jordan's a big thumper. He's a great straight line guy. Not great maybe with his lateral movement, but is a big, strong guy. And I think now DeWine is hurt. He's come back from surgery, but I really thought Titus Swain, last year he was the leading yard per carry running back we had, and I thought Titus really had a great year last year, and we're expecting more out of him. But certainly the depth of those other guys is going to be important. Yep, Josh.
On the DQ, I saw him return some punts out there. Is that a role that you see him potentially?
Oh, we're just trying to find our way. Today we are working mainly on the punt team, and so we fielded some guys back there. Sometimes guys want to take a crack at it. I get nervous when I see a guy fumble a punt. I'm not going to say who fumbled a couple, but there were some guys fumbling punts, so I don't know how long they're going to be servicing back there. Anything else? Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.